Hello everyone, and today we're going to be talking about a new campaign that I'm working on for Chivalry Remastered that is going to be released in the near future. I can't give a exact date, but soon. And it is the Crusades regional campaign. So I have ported this pretty incredible campaign map that was made by Caius Britannicus for the Crusades mod, which was for the original Barbarian Invasion. And that mod was a very focused campaign. It was centered around the Third Crusade era, and it was essentially the battles between Richard Lionheart and Saladin in the Levant. And it only had two factions, Crusaders and Saracens. That's how that mod was designed. But of course, this mod here that I'm working on is going to have several factions included. And let me just give you a look here at the campaign map that I have ported. My microphone is blocking my keyboard, so I can't type. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, I have actually preserved all the settlements that were in the original mod, so that spelling error is not mine. And this map is really nice. It's a really focused in map of Southern Asia Minor, the Levant, and Egypt, and parts of Northern Arabia. And already I've added a few factions in there already. So we've got the Crusader states, the Sultanate of Rome, the Byzantine Empire, Cilician Armenia, and the Fatimid Caliphate. And I plan on adding a few more as we go along. But in any case, let's quickly take a tour around the map. So up here in Southern Asia Minor, we have the Byzantines, and the Byzantines, of course, it's not going to represent the entire Byzantine Empire. That's not possible on this map. The map ends here in, I guess, this is the theme of Kibir Hayotes, right? So Lycia, I suppose you could say. And yeah, so Atalia is going to be the main Byzantine settlement. But then the Byzantines will also control a few other settlements on the coast here, as of course they were working on reconquering the region after the First Crusade. And of course, actually, since this mod is going to be, since this campaign, I should say, is going to be based on Chivalry, which is of course an early medieval era mod, the First Crusades regional campaign is going to be based on the sort of post-First Crusade period, which is a really interesting period. And the formation of the Crusader states really happened at this time, the consolidation, I should say. And that's going to be really cool, I think, with the chivalry mechanics. So, of course, the Byzantines are going to control all of Cyprus, which is going to be interesting, and most of Southern Asia Minor here. We have Iconium, so the Sultanate of Rome can be on the map as well. They won't have too many outlets, but I'm going to work on their implementation, of course. And of course, in farther east here, we start getting into parts of Cilicia. And so we're going to have Cilician Armenia in the north here, kind of in the mountains. We'll have the settlement of Vachka and Parzerpert, and a few others. And this map is extremely detailed, so expect the most detailed map of this region you've ever seen in any Total War game. It's going to be pretty cool. So, and we're going to, of course, have Antioch and the Byzantines and Armenia vying for these southern coastal regions, which, of course, they did historically. Additionally, as we go farther east, we're going to have Edessa here. So Edessa is kind of in the corner of the map. I suppose in the north, at the farthest corner, we can have Samosata, which was, of course, conquered eventually by Edessa. But Edessa didn't start out quite as large as it became. So there are going to be a bunch of settlements here in this region, we have a principality called the Principality of Khor-Vasil, the Principality of Kesun, which I'm going to add probably as a major faction because they fought a lot with the Crusaders and Edessa, and they allied and fought against different princes at different times, and they were quite important for a while. And then, of course, in the south we have Aleppo, so we'll have sort of... I'm not decided if I'm going to make separate states here or if I can have them represented by a sort of Great Seljuk superfaction, the Great Seljuk vassal states, that is. So we'll see. But then, of course, we have the Principality of Antioch. This mod will have the most detailed Principality of Antioch in any Total War game. You know, gone are the days where the Principality of Antioch will be represented by one province. We will have several, more than these two. For sure. I'm going to add more. And then as we go south here, we have the Crac des Chevaliers. And we have Homs and other major Syrian cities. I'm going to add, the balance is a little off here. I'm going to add a few more settlements to the south of Aleppo and east of Homs. Just for balance purposes and because there actually were settlements there. Okay. And additionally, we go down south, we get to the county of Tripoli, the smallest of the major Crusader states. And that's going to be an interesting campaign. They're kind of cut off by these mountains. But yeah, we have some nice units in chivalry for Tripoli. So might as well use them. And then, of course, we have Damascus here down south. And that's going to be quite fun. And we will have the Kingdom of Jerusalem. And a very young Kingdom of Jerusalem. So, having not conquered all the way to its full extent, its maximum extent, of course, there were several cities that were still under Fatimid control, actually, after the First Crusade. So, Sidon, for example, was still under Fatimid control. And actually, there was a Norwegian contingent, a contingent of Viking warriors that went and besieged Sidon, so that will be fun to represent in this regional campaign for sure. Additionally, we go down south, and we go all the way down south to Medina, which is the only settlement included in northern Arabia. I'll probably include more, because at least a few more, for balance purposes and to make things a little more interesting. And of course we have Egypt with the Fatimid Caliphate. And go down south, the city furthest south is Aswan. And the furthest west is actually Alexandria here, but we could look into adding another settlement over there. Yeah, Egypt could use a little more work. But I think that's a pretty good overview of the Crusades regional campaign that I'm working on. I don't want to reveal anything, but this campaign will have, of course, unique mechanics, unique scripts, unique events, and it will really feel like a sort of post-First Crusade regional campaign, sort of vying and fighting for different regions. All right, so I think that's pretty much everything I have to say about the Crusades regional campaign that's coming for Chivalry Total War Remastered. This map is actually already secretly in the mod. It's part of why the mod is big. But it's not the only reason. It's only like a gig and a half or something. But yeah, this regional campaign is coming. I'll try to get a full beta version of this regional campaign out soon. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So if you enjoy the historical Total Wars and their mods, if you're enjoying Chivalry Remastered, consider liking the video, consider subscribing to the channel, consider joining the Discords in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one.